Right leg. All right, I want everybody to stand up right now. Stand up where you're sitting, stand up. And I want you to do this with your arms. We're not going to do the chicken dance. Do this with your arms. Nudge the person next to you and tell them to loosen up or wake up. All right, loosen up or wake up. All right, you can sit back down. I just got done with the Machinist Leadership 2 class out in Maryland last week, so I'm a little fired up. So I got 15 minutes before you guys get out of here, so I ask for your full attention for 15 minutes. So I want to start with a story. Everybody likes stories. It's the story of a young 11-year-old boy. This was the summer of 1983. This was the summer of no money. This was the summer of no vacation. This was the summer of block cheese, powdered milk. This is terrible with cereal. It was the summer of Dad being home. It was the summer of Dad not being in a good mood. It was the summer of Mom not being in a good mood. What that young boy didn't realize was that his dad was on strike. And Dad was on strike for the whole summer. And that's why this young boy didn't have any food and they were struggling. This young boy didn't know anything about a strike until his dad one summer said, "Hey, come on with me to the picket line and I'll show you what a strike's all about." So this young boy had nothing to do. He said, "Okay, Dad. I got to listen to him anyways. I'll go." So this young boy went on a little field trip with his dad to the picket line and got to learn what a strike was. He also learned a lot of select swear words. Got to learn what a scab was. The young boy got a little bored, got a little hot, sitting on the picket line, and ended up walking the fence line of the plant. Seeing some guy moving trucks in the plant, and the young boy yelled out, "Hey, scab!" The young boy was a little freaked out because this guy started chasing after him behind the fence. And the young boy ran back to the picket line, told his dad, as well as all the other dads that were there, and sons, of what he just did. And they all got a big chuckle out of it because they said that wasn't a scab, that was probably one of the management members, but that's okay that you said that. That young boy was myself. That's how I was introduced to the labor movement in 1983. Now fast forward to 1990, I graduated from college. I'm the first one in my whole entire family and extended family to go to college. Graduated from Carroll University in Waukesha. Anybody from Waukesha? Jimmy Grotto's Ponzas? Excellent. Good at 2 in the morning. But anyways, I put myself through school. I worked on a beer truck as a helper for 4 summers. I did what my dad did when he was 30, 40 years old. And I knew it was hard work. But I graduated from school and I got my degree in finance. And I went into now where I'm at today with Union Financial, helping union families. So what does this have to do with Social Security? Well, I guess I just needed you guys to know where I'm coming from. Because I'm not a fancy 3-piece suit wearing financial advisor that you might see at some downtown office in Milwaukee or Madison. I'm a regular Joe, but I'm licensed. I have all the power and ability to show you, sell you anything you want in the marketplace. But I choose to work with union families. I choose to educate union families and their extended families to become financially independent and financially successful. Social Security is a big thing. In 1957, 60 years ago, the most babies ever were born in the United States. So in 2 more years, all these people are going to be eligible for Social Security. Social Security is a big part of your retirement plan. And do you know any of the rules of Social Security? you probably don't even get those lousy statements in the mail anymore. Can I see a show of hands of who gets a statement in the mail? Okay, if you're over 60, they mail them to you now. Now, a few years ago, they stopped that altogether. They said, oh, we're going to save money, we're just going to do it online. So now what they do is they mail you the statements if you do not have an online account, if you're over 60. So for those of you in the room that are under 60, write with your pen and paper in front of you this address, ssa.gov. That is the Social Security Administration's website where you can sign up to get your own username and password and print out your statement. It is very important that you check on this once a year because your best 35 years of work is how your statement is calculated. Your best 35 years. So all those crappy years that you had when you were a teenager working at McDonald's, more of those years fall off as you work longer and longer into your career. So, 1957, most people were born in the United States. Right now, in America, people are living longer. We have a longevity problem, or it's a good problem. A healthy 65-year-old male...
It's a good problem.
It is a good problem, that's what Doug says. You're living longer. Fact is, a healthy 65-year-old male right now has a 50% chance of living to 87. A healthy 65-year-old woman has a 50% chance of living to 89. Now, if you're married and you're 65 years of age, your even chances are better that one of you, 50% chance that one of you, are living to 93. I found that interesting when I found that fact. I'm like, how is it that a married couple can last longer than a single person? Because right now I've been married for going on 18 years, and I don't see me going for another year without going nuts. But it's because you help each other out when you get older. So, what's the point? The point is that collecting strategies have to be examined. When you get that statement from Social Security, and you're getting closer to the age of the magical age of 62 to claim benefits, do you know if that's the right decision? Or are you just guessing? Because the chances are that if you're just guessing and you call Social Security and you ask for advice, the person on the other end of the phone is not allowed to give you advice, is not allowed to counsel you. Their staffing has been cut every single year. And the most people born in the United States, has happened 60 years ago. And they're cutting staff. So when you call the Social Security office and you want to start examining your claiming opportunities, you better know what you're talking about because they're there just to collect an order. 73% of America right now is collecting a reduced benefit. 73% that's on Social Security right now is collecting a reduced benefit. Why? If people are living longer, you're screwing yourself out of money. Is it because they can get it at 62? Is it because they need it at 62? Is it because, well, I'm going to get the getting's good before it runs out? Right? I've heard that. I'm going to get it now before it runs out. Put this out there right now, and I've heard it from many, many, many experts. Economists. Social Security is not running out of all their money. There is a problem that has to be fixed with Social Security, but the last time there was a major problem, it was 1 year until it was going to fall apart, and that was in the early 80s, and that's when they increased the full retirement age from 65 to 66, and then from anybody born from 1960 or above, it went to 67. It was 1 year away from collapse, I think, in the early 80s. And they made changes finally. So the politicians will continue to kick the can down the road till the last minute. But right now, if you read those statements, it says, in such and such year, we're only going to be able to pay out 25% of your benefit, or 75% of your benefit with a 25% reduction. So let's say you collect at 62. What's the penalty? It's a 25% permanently reduced benefit. Can I see a show of hands right now if your employer went to you and said, we're going to be a single hand in the room? And it does not increase once you reach full retirement age at age 66 and some odd months or age 67. 67 if you're born in 1960. And if you're collecting at 62, do you realize that if you go ahead and retire from your job and get another job working part-time, maybe you're at Menards at the wood department selling wood, and you're making more than $15,720 and you're collecting Social Security, that you're screwing yourself. There's an earnings penalty if you collect your benefits before full retirement age. Do you realize that once you do reach full retirement age, that every year that you wait after that, it's an 8% increase, permanently? Now, how many of you have negotiated in your contracts an 8% per year increase in pay? Yeah, I didn't think so. The greedy company owners cannot give that. But the government gives you an 8% increase for every year you wait after full retirement age. What about spousal benefits? My mom was a stay-at-home mom. She made those crummy teenage years earnings, but it was never enough to earn a full Social Security benefit. Do you understand what spousal benefits are? If you don't, that's something you should know. A spousal benefit entitles the lower wage earner to earn at least 50% of the primary wage earner's insurance amount. So, for example, if the primary wage earner in the family earns $2,000 a month at age 66, and his spouse was a stay-at-home mom, when she turns full retirement age, she's eligible to receive $1,000 a month from Social Security. That's called a spousal benefit. That's also available as a survivor benefit if the primary wage earner passes away. So there are a lot of different rules of Social Security. I'm not going to cover it in 15 minutes here at the podium. But one last tidbit of information and I'm going to close. Do you know anybody right now in your immediate circle of friends or family that has been married for at least 10 years? They're divorced now, been divorced for at least 2 years, and still unmarried, and they're 62 years of age. That person is also eligible for spousal benefits and survivor benefits. And it doesn't affect the ex-spouse's Social Security whatsoever. So, do you claim now or do you claim later? That's the big question. When do I break even? It's complicated and there's not a black and white answer. So here's what I'm going to end with. Union Financial was started in 2002 with one advisor, and his goal was to educate as many union families as possible about the financial freedom and all the ins and outs of retirement. I came aboard in 2009. I'm a member of the IAM Local Lodge 66. I'm a proud member of that local, and I've helped several locals in southeastern and south central Wisconsin with their members and their financial planning. What Union Financial is prepared to do is open up an opportunity for you as the delegates of your local. You either were elected to come here, voted to come here, or you were chosen to come here as a member of your local. You've always heard that question, what has my union done for me? Yes? No. What has my union done for me? Okay, we got companies that are getting rid of the defined benefit program, going to defined contribution plans. Our companies are forcing the 401ks down our throats. I can guarantee you that at least 50% of your members do not understand what's a large cap, small cap, or mid cap stock. I guarantee you that 50% of your members do not know anything about the spousal benefits or survivor benefits of Social Security. So here's an opportunity for you. Go back to your locals. Talk to your executive boards. Talk to your president of your local. Say, hey, there's a resource out there named Union Financial. They will come to our union hall, restaurant, hall, whatever we have, and they'll give workshops to our members and educate our members on important things about retirement, such as Social Security, 401k allocation. And they'll do that at no cost for our members. And I've been doing that for a lot of locals in southeastern Wisconsin, south central Wisconsin. I'm proud to see some of the members here today. But we have advisors scattered throughout the state. We will come and help you and your members as best as possible and educate them. We need to put the power back in the members' hands. Like I told you, I came from Leadership 2, which is a class that the machinist puts on. There's a series of leadership classes they give. And I was out there for a week. I'm pretty fired up. And I'm going to leave you with a quote that I heard on the last day of my labor history class. It was from Hubert Humphrey. He was the 38th Vice President of these United States under Lyndon Johnson. He says, "I'd rather live 50 years like a tiger than 100 years like a chicken." And I left that labor history class pretty fired up. I said, damn right. And I'm going to continue to pound this drum about educating union members and their families about being financially secure. And we as Union Financial will continue to help as many unions and locals and members as possible with their financial security. You did get a sheet in your registration packets. My contact information is in there. We also have a table outside. If you individually want to talk to one of our advisors, we'll have you fill out a sheet and we'll give you a call, and we'll bring you through a process of creating a plan, which again is at no cost because you're a union member. If you went to a regular investment advisor, you pay up to $2,000 for a fee-based plan. We'll be outside if you want to talk to us further about setting up a time to come out and talk to your locals or your e-boards about the workshops that we can do and present to your members. If you're an educator, if you're local, or part of an education committee, this is right up your wheelhouse. So with that, my union brothers and sisters, I bid you a farewell and happy Friday.